Alright guys, got a video from all time 10s. It's top 10 most haunted places on Earth. Sounds kind of cool. I'm really into that sort of thing. I've been brought up around all this ghosty stuff. My mum is just like crazy about it all. She watches all this Most Haunted on all these other programs. She just can't get enough. And she actually does live in a haunted house herself, and that is, I'm not even joking, that is, I want to move out as quick as. So time I hit like 16, 17, I was already on my way out that door, man. I want to get out quick. I hate that place. That's creepy as hell. But yeah, I thought I'd do a little video of this. Now I am actually supposed to be wearing glasses. I don't normally wear glasses. It's you know, I've got good vision, I can see everything. But because I'm on the computer a lot, and I get a lot of severe headaches, and I've been given some glasses that I'm supposed to wear when I'm on the computer. The thing is, I don't like using them because they make me look really old and derpy. But I'm gonna ask for your opinion. Oh god. Alright, let's do it. So there's the glasses. Instantly put about 10 years on my life. Yeah, I think I look a lot older with these, and I don't like that. I'm getting old as it is. But yeah, I'm supposed to be wearing them to stop the headaches, but I don't know. I don't like them. They kind of make me look weird, and I feel weird and feel old. There's nothing wrong with people who wear glasses. It's just I don't think they suit me, and I don't like them. So I'd rather just pop a couple of paracetamol and deal with a headache. But yeah, anyway, let me know your thoughts on the glasses, I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna crack into this video and see what's going on, and hope you enjoy it. Let's begin.
10 most haunted places. 10. The Screaming Bridge, Ohio, USA. Those who have visited the Screaming Bridge in Ohio have been plagued by the screams of dozens of people who've died there. Particularly harrowing are echoes from the final moments of one woman who jumped from the bridge to escape an attacker. Unaware of the rail tracks below, she began to scream when she realised she'd inadvertently jumped to her death. The last conversation of a couple whose bodies were found nearby, and the crying of a baby thrown from the bridge by its mother also haunt the air.
The bridge didn't seem that high though, did it?
Ancient Ram Inn, UK. A British pub built on an ancient pagan burial ground was the site of child sacrifice and devil worship. Apparitions of monks, a shepherd and a centurion have all been seen by guests. Its owner has described being pulled by an invisible force from his bed and dragged across the room. Skeletons of young children have been found with blades still wedged into the bones, and 8 people who stayed were supposedly forced to undergo exorcisms on leaving. 8. Chickamauga, Tennessee, USA. The spirits of soldiers killed in one of the Civil War's fiercest battles have been seen roaming the field in which they died. Following the 1863 battle, many of the dead were buried in mass graves where they fell. Visitors to the battlefield have seen a mysterious woman in a white dress who roams the field. She is thought to be the ghost of a woman searching for her fiancé killed in battle. The field is also home to Old Green Eyes, a soldier whose body was torn apart by gunfire. First reported in 1870, his green eyes can be seen floating through the air, searching for the rest of his corpse.
That doesn't seem legit.
7. Monte Cristo Homestead, Australia. A mansion in Australia owned by one family for over 60 years is reportedly plagued by the tormented spirits of those killed there. Tragedies include the death of a pregnant maid who was pushed from a balcony, and a young boy who burned to death when his boss set fire to his straw mattress.
What?
A baby was also killed after reportedly being thrown downstairs by an invisible force which pulled the child from a maid's grasp. 6. Hoska Castle, Czech Republic. Folklore claims that a castle near Prague was built to cover a bottomless pit, which is a gateway to hell. The 13th century King Ottokar offered a pardon to any prisoners who would dare to be lowered into the caves. The first to do so was heard screaming frantically. When brought to the surface moments later, he had been driven completely insane. Mysterious figures have been spotted all over the castle, from a chain of maimed prisoners to a hybrid creature resembling a giant frog.
A giant fucking
Disembodied
frog.
chanting
What?
and mysterious moving objects have also been reported. Adolf Hitler is said to have believed the stories, even instructing a scientific team to visit the castle to investigate the reports. 5. Tower of London,
Oh, yeah.
UK. Screams of
place
executed
is
prisoners
fucked up.
supposedly echo round this political prison in London, where ghosts have been seen reenacting the moments of their deaths. The beheaded wife of Henry VIII, Anne Boleyn, is one of the most famous ghosts. Her decapitated body paces the tower's chapel and floats near to the scene of her execution. 2 young princes believed to have been murdered by their uncle have also been seen. Cowering in a corner, their ghosts are seen holding hands in fear. But the strangest ghost is to be the spectre of a huge bear. In 1816, a guard reported being charged at by the animal, plunging his weapon into its side, only to go straight through it. 4. Chateau de Brissac, France. The ghosts of a murdered
Name of this
adulterous
place rings a
couple are
bell.
said to haunt the 15th century French castle in which they died. When her furious husband killed Charlotte de Brise and her lover, they made sure never to leave him in peace. Their disembodied, agonising screams eventually drove their killer from his home. Known as the Green Lady, guests to the castle claim her ghost resembles a rotting corpse, with gaping holes where her eyes and nose should be. 3. The RMS Queen Mary, moored
Heard
in
of this.
California, USA. Around 600 ghosts reportedly roam an ocean liner nicknamed the Grey Ghost. One ill-fated passenger who was murdered aboard the ship has been known to physically attack those who visit it, leaving slap marks on their skin. Also used to transport the military in
Seems
World War
similar to that as
II,
well.
soldiers were subject to poor conditions. Thanks to severe overheating, at its worst point, one soldier was dying every 7 minutes. In 1942, the Queen Mary collided with a smaller ship, breaking it in half and killing over 300 people. Visitors on board have heard the incident happen since then, reporting ghostly screams for help. 2. Eastern State Penitentiary, Pennsylvania, USA. Inmates were driven insane by torturous guards in this 19th century prison. Punishments included being ducked in frozen water and strung up outside and being confined to straitjackets for hours at a time. Shadowy figures have been reported
Fuck,
since the
straitjacket, holy
1940s,
shit.
with even
Ugh.
its most infamous resident,
Hate that
Al
shit.
Capone,
Being,
claiming
like,
to be
compressed where
haunted
you
by
can't
one of his murdered
fuck that.
victims. Cackling, screams and slamming doors have all been heard coming from the cells, while the apparitions of executed prisoners have been seen recreating their final steps on the death row corridor. 1. Waverly Hills Sanatorium, Kentucky, USA. This was a tuberculosis hospital before it became a sanatorium, and ghostly children have been heard singing nursery rhymes from the roof and playing games with balls in the wards. Scarier still is the spectre of an old woman bound in chains who's been seen with blood dripping down her arms before disappearing into thin air. The most haunted area of the hospital
freaky the fuck
is
out
in the
though, huh?
nurses' station, where one nurse jumped from a window and another hung herself. Their voices can be heard in the room, ordering intruders to leave.
Jeez.
Hey guys, that was the top 10 most haunted
That's
places on Earth.
crazy,
But what
man.
we want to know is if you believe in
Absolute
ghosts.
crazy.
And if you do, if you've ever seen one, let us know in the
Oh
comments.
god,
And for those of you who do
yeah,
believe
after that would
aliens
freak
exist,
you out.
you
It
should
doesn't
definitely
sound
check out
scary when
the
watching the
top 10
video,
signs
but
of
I reckon
alien
if you were
life.
in the places and you saw the stuff for yourself, you'd probably hang yourself or something. Yeah, I've had some weird experiences at my mum's house when I used to live there. Well, actually, I've always had weird shit. You hear weird shit, you see weird shit. her house, she really needs to do something and get some sort of cameras in there to record some of the stuff that happens in that house. That's insane. And I never go around there, like, at all. If she wants to see me, she's got to come to where I am. I'm not going to that house. That's out of this world. It's not normal. But when I used to live there, one of the things that stuck in my mind the most is I was about 14 or 15, and it was like 3 in the morning, and everyone was in bed. I was the last one to go up to bed, and the front door and everything was locked, and it has a chain that you put on as well. So we do that, and anyway, went up to bed, and I was then in bed, just then dozing and drifting off, and within that I heard the front door open from downstairs, even though it was locked. You heard it distinctly open and close. So you heard rustling of bags, and someone put like shopping bags down. And then you heard like the shoe box, because it's got like a big shoe box. It's like a toy box type thing, but you put shoes in it. And you heard that open, and like the sound of someone throwing shoes in there. And then you heard like footsteps going up the stairs. And that's when I started to panic, because I knew there was no way anyone come through that front door, and I knew everyone was in bed asleep. And you know, at that age you start panicking, and the thing with my bedroom door is it's like a barn door type thing. It's not a barn, it's a proper bedroom, but the door's got like a cut, and you can open the top half or the bottom half, whatever. And I distinctly heard my door handle, because that was one of them round ones that make the noise when you try to open it, and that was making like noise, so there's something like coming in. That's when I started really panicking, cause like it was my door. And then I heard like breathing down my ear, because I had like a bunk bed type thing where my bed was up a ladder, and underneath I had all my computer desk and stuff underneath it. There weren't a bottom bed. But yeah, I heard breathing down my ear, and I was like closing my eyes, and I was panicking like hell, like to the point it felt like my heart was just gonna stop. I almost shouted for my mum, almost, but everything just went quiet. It stopped, and somehow I just passed out and eventually fell asleep. But that's one of the things that stick in my mind still now, and that's freaky, because that's legitimate. That's no bullshit. That actually happened. It's like my stepdad. Who lives there with my mum. He won't sleep with the light off anymore. He's heard talking down his ear while he's been in bed. And my mum and him had both felt the bottom of the bed sink down, like someone just sat down at the end of the bed. And when they turned the light on to look, thinking that's one of the girls, my sisters, that were pregnant at the time, thought they'd come in labour and sat on the end of the bed. They turned the light on, no one was there, and then suddenly they saw the bed at the bottom spring back up, like someone just suddenly got up. That's some crazy shit, and literally, I swear on my life, that is not no joke. That is legit. Everything's happened. There's so much more stuff that's happened. I slept around there a few years ago, and I had to sleep in the living room on the sofa, and my mum's got this big karaoke thing in the hallway, and yeah, 4 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning, it decides to turn on and start playing some really creepy fucking music. So yeah, I won't sleep there at all, like ever. Nah, not happening. But anyway, that's that. Hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for some more, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.
An unknown masked man ran into the theater, setting off tear gas before firing at the audience with multiple weapons. Unable to reach out for help, Jessica was shot 6 times, taking shots to her chest and head, killing her instantly. Aurora police apprehended the man who took Jessica's life, along with the lives